Welcome to the Lawson and Gift podcast. Make sure to hit that like button, share the videos, and subscribe. We're on to week 9 over-under Vegas spread picks.
Yeah, I don't normally track our over-unders, but last week people said we were extremely hot. So I hope that keeps up. But I would not suggest people put a lot of money on over-unders. I do want to make that clear. I usually just stick to the 3 or 4 I showcase in the spread video that we do Tuesday.
Yeah, if there's like one over-under you like, then you bet it. I don't have any problem with that, but I would not go crazy on over-unders. It's kind of hard to calculate that, in my opinion. So with that, we'll start with San Fran at Arizona, the over-under 43.
Yeah, Giff, I got this going under because I think that this Arizona offense really struggles. Yeah. And I guess it comes down to, well, do you think they put up like 10 or 17, or do you think they put up between 3 and 9? I'm going between 3 and 9 because it doesn't seem like San Fran's defense is going to allow too many points. And then also you have to look at, well, how powerful is the San Francisco offense? Yes, they're very good, but are they explosive? Are they going to put up like 35 or 30 on their own tonight? I don't think so. I'm going under.
And that's why I have to go over, because I think San Fran is going to explode. And we've seen Arizona struggle with the run before. I think Coleman goes off tonight. I think there's going to be play action. I think we see Emmanuel Sanders get involved. This Arizona team defensively has their issues, and I think Shanahan is just the coach to exploit them. I don't expect much from Arizona, though. Maybe 9 points, but I really think San Fran's going to be scoring in the 30s.
Well, yeah, if you got them scoring in the 30s, though, you're going to need at least 10, 13 from Arizona. I don't know if you can count on that.
Yeah, I'm really not expecting much from Arizona, but San Fran, if they get 38, possibly it goes over. So with that, we got Houston at Jacksonville. It's a London game, over under 46.5.
I got under because I think both of these defenses show up. And I know a lot of people I know everyone's probably going to pick over because Deshaun Watson's been on a hot streak, and a lot of people think Minshew can generate offense. But I just think there's going to be a lot of running the football in this game, and I do think Deshaun Watson has a tough day. So I don't think he's going to struggle or throw 3 picks, but I don't think it's like 30 points for the Texans.
Yeah, and it's not even a matter of him turning the football over. I just think the offensive line for Houston's going to be a big problem in this game, and I think this D-line for Jacksonville is, in a way, underrated right now. People look at the stats and say, Ngakoue only has 4 sacks on the season. Well, okay, but he's just hitting his stride now. I think we've seen that last week. This defensive line is starting to hit their stride. I think that's a big reason why it goes under. And with that, we'll jump to Washington at Buffalo, the over-under 37.
I'm going over, but I don't even know who's playing quarterback.
Yeah, I know. They're not letting us know because of Case Keenum with the concussion protocol. It's looking like Haskins is going to get the nod. I'm going over as well. 37 is just a bit low for me.
But if Haskins starts, I'm going under, man. Even if the Bills blow him out, I mean, Bills aren't going to put up more than like 20 points. And I can't see the Redskins putting up more than 10 points if Dwayne Haskins starts, even if they run the ball really well.
And I know, and I'd like to think that, but Buffalo has had their fair share of struggles. That Miami game was sad. This past week against Philly was sad. And they're going to feed Adrian Peterson the ball in this game. If they get into good position, I think they could score 17 points. Buffalo maybe gets in the 20s. This is a game where Buffalo's offense has to do something, you would think, right? I mean, maybe, because I see maybe 24 points from them. They should be able to do it in this game. I know.
Good luck. Geff, I mean, you got the Redskins running the ball a lot. You got a defense that seems a little bit more energetic since Jay Gruden left. This one's tough. I know it's really low, but I wouldn't want to bet this one.
I feel like the Bills are a little vulnerable in this game, even so.
I think the Redskins are going to cover the spread if Case Keenum starts. I love it as a money pick. If we're talking in terms of spread, I think it's a close game. Like, the Bills couldn't even blow out Cincy.
No, they weren't able to do that either. And with that, let's jump to Tennessee at Carolina, the over-under 41.5.
Yeah, Giff, I'm going over. And it's because I think this Tannehill Titans offense has shown more life. It's shown more verb. And there's people who are saying Carolina has a top 5 defense because
No.
of stats. Come on now. Come on now. We saw what happened last week when they actually faced an offense that's semi-competent. Man, I think Tennessee gets some energy going. I think Carolina is going to put up a little bit on offense, but I really like this upset of Tennessee to win, and I think they're going to throw up some points here.
I'm not ready to go there yet with Tennessee, and that's why I have to go under. I think this is a big game, though, for them to prove that they're going to be a little bit more consistent without Mariota. But I'm just not sold that Tennessee, the coaching, is going to be on point. I'm not sold that they're going to stick with Derrick Henry through the game and that it's going to keep looking better. I think this is going to be a defensive game. And as I've said before, Ron Rivera against inferior coaches, he's shown that he can get it done, especially at home. But yeah, I don't think this is a top 5 defense in Carolina by any means. But Tennessee isn't exactly a great team either. So with that, we'll jump to Chicago at Philly, the over-under 42.
Yeah, I'm going under again, and I like this one at under because this Bears defense, I think the story's about them. This is the Philly offense that is struggling. We know Philly's defense has stunk for large portions of this year, but the Chicago offense is a bottom 3-4 offense in the league. We've been saying it before the year started. This is going under, and I think Chicago's defense has themselves a day.
This one was tough for me, but I have to go over because I feel like Chicago, for the first time, might get a little bit of something going offensively. And I just say that only because the Eagles right now are hurting defensively. Obviously, in the secondary, they have issues. But I think this is a game where maybe Tyreek Cohen even finally gets involved and takes advantage of those linebackers. We know Jim Short sometimes blitzes when he shouldn't. I think maybe they can get something with that. I still think Philadelphia wins this game, though, but I think we may see finally something from the Chicago offense. So with that, we'll jump to Minnesota at KC. I'll just throw out there that the spread is Minnesota +2. If I haven't seen it on any gambling sites yet, and the over/under is 48.5.
I'm going over because this is assuming Minnesota's only +2 because they're assuming Pat Mahomes is going to play, right?
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to play.
So, I mean, if he plays, you got to go over with this, but I don't even know if he plays. And so I think this one is a big question mark.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go under. And if he plays, obviously, that changes everything. But I just don't see how you dislocate your kneecap and then come back the next week after. I don't see
I wish I could get a bet where it says Minnesota +2 on my gambling sites. I checked both. It wasn't available. I wish I could because I don't think Pat Mahomes plays this week. And I think if he does play, I think it's a huge mistake by the Chiefs.
I know, and the only thing I'll say about that is it's tough. It's kind of like, and we'll get to it later today, it's like the Rams situation where you're on a bye week. This is a situation where they're without their starting quarterback, Kansas City. It's like you want to get out there and try to get a W because you just feel things maybe slipping away.
But I think either way, the home field advantage has slipped away. And do they feel threatened by the Chargers or Raiders? I mean, at the end of the day, you have to accept it and know that Tom Brady is going to be playing in Foxborough and you're going to have to go on the road. And you don't want to kill Pat Mahomes' ankle before you even have a fighter's chance.
Yeah, you're right. Because even if he didn't get hurt a couple weeks ago, New England's still going to have home field advantage.
Yeah,
they're
come on,
losing.
that's not changing. We know the schedule gets tougher, but come on, sweethearts. They're not. New England might lose 2 of those games.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's not likely. And with that, we'll jump to the Jets at Miami, the over/under 41.
Man, I don't trust either one of these teams, and I don't necessarily know what to expect. But I'm going under because I do think this Jets defense shows up, although you can never bank on that. And then you look at this Jets offense, I'm not in love with it either. I actually think Miami's offense can make the bigger plays, but I don't trust Miami to not churn over the football.
I have to go under as well, and I don't know where everybody's getting the idea that all of a sudden this particular week that the Jets are going to get Le'Veon Bell involved and things are going to change. I don't know where anybody's getting that from, because they felt like everything went so bad last week against Jacksonville that now they think, oh, Adam Gase is going to wake up. No, Adam Gase is still doing whatever he's doing in private. He still has his issues with players. I don't trust the Jets, so I think offensively they struggle a little bit. I do agree the defense, I think they show up because Greg Williams does motivate players. Miami, though, we got to remember that they're the worst team in football, and I don't expect much from them offensively because of that. And I don't think Greg Williams defensively for the Jets is going to let them do much. I think they're going to have a little bit of pride in this game. So with that, we'll jump to Indy at Pittsburgh, over under 43.
Under, really sure about it. Pittsburgh's defense is better than people think. Indy's defense is better than people think. And both teams are going to have to run the ball. We know James Conner might be out, but that doesn't really change the game plan for Pittsburgh. And I'm just looking at this game and I'm saying, okay, I could see how like the Colts might be able to get like 20, 24. Yeah. But come on, does anyone really see the Steelers getting like over 17? That's where I'm at. I think the game's extremely close, but Steelers don't score more than 17. I'm going under.
I agree, and this is two teams that they like to run the football. I think Pittsburgh, I guess they have to because Mason Rudolph is a liability now. But that's what they always wanted to be, is a running football team. So they'll try to get back to that with Connor. Indy definitely wants to run it with Mack in that offensive line, so I think they do that. And you're right, even if Indy gets to 24, I don't think it's going to be an air it out type game where they get to 24 fast. I think it's going to be a ground and pound, play action, pick their spots, move the ball methodically. I think that's what they're going to do in this game to get the win also. And with that, we'll jump to Detroit at Oakland, the over-under 50.5.
Jeff, I'm going over here. I think this turns into a little bit of a shootout. I think Oakland runs this rock well, but I think Carr has a renaissance performance. He really let me down against the Packers a few weeks back, but I think he comes out gunning against a bit of a dismayed Detroit team, but also a team that has a lot of dudes on the injury list. And then you look at Detroit, man, they can't run the ball. They can't run the ball. No. They got to throw it. They got to push it. And what better team to push it against than Oakland without Jerrion Conley? Not that makes a huge difference. I trust the process in Oakland, but I also trust Detroit tearing up their secondary. Give me over here.
Yeah, and as I said when we were on the show a couple days ago, I really like this going over. I think this is a borderline money pick, the one of the week for the over-unders. But you said it best. That Oakland defense is a huge problem. There's not any pass rush. The secondary is really weak. I think I'm almost ready to say it's definitely a bottom 10 defense, maybe even a bottom 5 to a certain extent if you're looking at the secondary.
Wow.
And Detroit, that's one thing they can do is air it out.
And Detroit's defense is nothing too great themselves.
Yeah.
They're set up to stop the run, but can they even stop the run all that well?
Maybe at first, but I think that'll get going. And I think Derek Carr is going to be comfortable in this game when it's all said and done.
And I think Oakland's going to use the screen game a lot, because my whole issue with Detroit, even more than not having an edge rusher, even more than Matt Patricia calling plays, is the fact that they don't have a lot of team speed on defense. Oakland's going to use the misdirection. They're going to use the screen game, and there's going to be crevices.
I agree. And with that, we'll go to Tampa at Seattle, the over-under 51.
Hey, Geff, I'm going under. Not a lot of science here. This one is just, if you guys want to bet it, feel free. I mean, but for me, if you bet this one, you're giving away money.
I agree. I really like the under in this game. One reason, Seattle really doesn't blow teams out. I don't think that's going to happen in this game. And also, Tampa has so much struggles offensively with taking care of the football. I think that they make multiple mistakes, maybe 2, 3. Seattle, they run it with Carson, pick their spots, kill time off the clock. I like that to go under. And with that, we'll jump to Cleveland at Denver, the over-under 39.
Geff, I'm going over, but this one has all the makings of an under. But I do think Denver's able to muster, 13, 17 points on O. And I think Cleveland takes care of business. And I think Denver's defense has shown some signs, but how much fight do they have left? How much belief do they have left? And the Browns, if they're going to win this game, they got to.
Oh, they have to. If they lose to a backup or even third-string quarterback, I guess maybe, right? Because Allen would have been the third string. That's the reason why I have to go under. I cannot see Denver being able to do much offensively, and if they do, Freddie Kitchens, he should already be gone. But if they lose this game, or if it's close and they almost lose it, he needs to go. There's no excuse for Cleveland in this game. Now we'll move to Green Bay at the Chargers, the over/under 48.
Yeah, Giff, I'm going under because I'm not necessarily worried about Green Bay's offense in this game, even though the Chargers' defense is pretty good, especially with Bosa playing at an MVP level. But the thing that worries me is Phillip Rivers and this Chargers offense. I mean, if you tell me they're going to run the ball for 170-plus yards, then I see this going over. But I really picture Green Bay packing that box, 8-9 men in that box, and how many points are the Chargers able to muster? I'm going under.
Yeah, I'm going under as well. And, I don't see the run game getting going for the Chargers in this game. I guess if I could bank on their offensive line being really good, I would be saying, okay, I think they have a chance to get this offense going. Rivers with play action, not having pressure on him, that would be a formula for them to win. But yeah, I just see Patton. I see him having those guys swarm behind the line of scrimmage, forcing Rivers to throw it down the field. I don't think it ends well for the Chargers in this game, so I have to go under. And with that, we'll jump to the Patriots at Baltimore, the over/under 46.
Yeah, Giff, I'm going to go with a surprise over here because this is the day I think New England's offense explodes. And I'm not expecting Lamar Jackson to go off, but I'm expecting him to get up at least 17 to 20 on this board. And the rest is up to the Patriots offense with another week to work with Mohamed Sanu. But I think the main thing I'm watching from this Patriots offense is, firstly, is Baltimore going to get a pass rush? No. They are, even against maybe one of the weakest offensive lines in this league. And secondly, do they have enough toughness up front to really stop Stoney Michel and the power run game? No, and I think the play action stems off from that, and I think the Patriots put up 30-plus over.
Yeah, I'm going over as well, and I think the first thing you said was the key. The Patriots offense is going to have a really good day. I think they could score and get to in the 30s. Baltimore will do enough to get it to go over. But yeah, it's just the Baltimore hype has to stop a little bit. This defense is extremely vulnerable. It's one of the worst front sevens in football. We cannot forget that. I don't care how good the secondary is. I know the secondary is not a problem anymore. Looks like Jimmy Smith is going to be back this week. Marcus Peters looks like he feels more comfortable in this scheme. That's all well and good. But Tom Brady with time, I don't care who you have back there. It's not going to be enough. New England's offense has a big day. And we'll wrap it up with Dallas at the Giants, the over/under 48.
Giff, I'm going on over, but I have no idea. I really have no idea. And it just comes down to what you think the Giants offense is going to do. I think they put up points, but I also think Dallas wins this game by a lot. So I think there's a lot of garbage points to be had.
Well, you definitely talked me into Dallas winning and covering this game. I don't think I'm going to lay money on it, but I have to. If I had to give someone advice, I do think that Dallas gets it done. And I have to go under because this Giants team, it's got problems. And look, they are getting Sterling Shepard back this week. Looks like the offense will be fully healthy. But Daniel Jones, man, too much issues with him. I think this Dallas defense is going to look good in this game. I think there's going to be a couple turnovers for the Giants. And I really don't see them being able to move the football that well in this game. So I have to go under.
Subscribe, hit the like button, share the videos. Make sure you go check out the Vegas spread picks. We recorded them on Tuesday. Share the videos, hit that like button, comment.